So I have a problem. I have too many books that are unread, and definitely more books than I should have as someone that reads as slowly as I do. The amount of books I have that are unread is also an issue because I keep taking out books from the library as like ebooks and stuff. So that means that the more books I'm reading on there, are less books that I'm reading in person. I really want to get through as many books as I can this year, just like my actual physical TBR and everything, without buying many books. I don't have any plans of buying any books, but I did buy a fair amount of books last year without reading that many physically. So I want to really get some done. I've also just been like kind of anxious this week. This weekend I'm seeing my ex for the first time since breaking up in November, and it's just like got me a little frazzled. I'm also hoping to hear back from a job this week. I think I might be hearing back from them tomorrow on Thursday, but I don't know. I really want to have my fingers crossed. I feel like I might have a good chance of it, but I haven't had any luck with any jobs since, so you know, I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but I just really hope I get this job. So I think all of that's just making me a little stressed. And I don't know about you guys, but when I get stressed or overwhelmed at all, I just like don't want to fucking do anything. So I'm gonna lean into that and not really do anything super productive. But if I can get through maybe one book today, if not the majority of a book today, then that'll make me feel a lot more productive. I also have some other things I need to take care of today. I need to vacuum the house. I also need to empty out the dishwasher and refill it and just basic chores and stuff. I have two things that I'm hoping to try and get through and or finish today. I have an audiobook for Phantom of the Opera that I thought I had finished last year, and turns out I did not, and I only got through like halfway of it, and then I just never got the audiobook again on my library app, so I just never finished it. My physical book for the day is going to be Jane Unlimited, which is a book that I got like years ago, and for some reason I just kept putting off reading it. I'm already through like maybe a fourth, a fifth of it, and I'm liking it enough, but I just kind of want to be done with it. There's some other books I want to be reading right now. I don't dislike it enough that like I want to DNF it, but I just know that it's gonna be one of those books that if I don't just like read it and like get into it, if I just really sit down and like get into it, I'm just like never gonna finish. I don't think we're gonna be able to finish that one today, but I do think we'll be able to get through a good chunk of it. Yeah, it is, I think, like 10:30 right now. I've been up for a couple hours already, just had breakfast, gonna finish my coffee while we read. But yeah, I'm gonna basically make this like a 24-hour challenge. I'm not really gonna I'm not gonna like force myself to stay awake for a full 24 hours. I'll probably stay up as late as I can, but then if anything, just wake up really early tomorrow morning, wake up well before 10:30, and then read tomorrow morning as well. Just reading, stuff like that. We'll just be doing more reading, because I've also noticed I've had like a big issue with like social media, specifically YouTube. I need to figure out other ways to minimize my media consumption. Yeah, or just at the very least be a little bit more mindful about what I'm actually consuming. Hopefully today is just going to be kind of a chill day, and it'll give me something to focus on, feel a little bit more productive. So that's really it. And I should just stop talking and putting off reading and just pick up the damn book. It's now 12:13, so a little more than an hour and a half since I started reading. I'm now on page 138, started on, 102. So a little more than 30 pages I just want to check in for a little bit. This book is not going where I thought it was. The whole point of this book is, this is probably going to contain spoilers. I think it's that there's going to be multiple scenarios where it's like depending on what she decides to do after this like first chapter, the first main part, like the first 100 pages, that it's going to be different stories. And so far now we're in a crime novel or whatever, but basically they end up in the woods trying to find someone that stole one of the art pieces, and it's a certain character that we've already met so far. She's like out there in the fucking woods and she has like a gun, she's like talking to the people that are stealing the fucking art, and our main character Jane is there. I just don't even know. The dog got shot, he's not dead, he got shot in the ear, but like this all happened in the span of like, I feel like 2 pages. It's like I don't know what this is supposed to be. I guess it's interesting, I guess it's fine so far. The characters, I will say, I don't know if I'm vibing with the characters and the dialogue that much, because all of them are just like really weird. All of the characters are really weird, and not even just in a way of like, oh, it's unrelatable. It's just like they don't feel like real people. Like Jane's whole thing for some reason is that she likes to make umbrellas. And I feel like it wouldn't be an issue, but it's like I genuinely I don't know, maybe we'll get a little bit more of an explanation about why the umbrellas are important, because she's just like, oh, well, my Aunt Magnolia encouraged me to make umbrellas, so that's my passion in life, is making fucking umbrellas. But like, it's just so bizarre in the way that they talk to each other. It's just like, I don't know, it's just very interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll just check in a bit, but I kind of got to like a chapter break. There's not really like actual chapters, but there's just like blank parts after like sections. We're gonna stop with this for a while. I'm going to get my audiobook on and we're gonna do dishes and vacuum while it's still early. When it starts getting a little bit more sunset, then we'll go for a walk. I will check in after chores.
Richard tried to laugh. I shall end by believing in the omnipotence of the ghost, he said. Just now, don't you find something uncomfortable, disquieting, alarming in the atmosphere of this room? You're quite right, said Marchand, who was really impressed.
It's about 1:45 now, and I got to about 80% of the audiobook, so I definitely know that I'm going to be able to finish that today. I didn't do the dishes yet because my dishwasher, I don't know why, but like my dishwasher does not dry my dishes. So everything still has water all in it. I don't like touching it, so I just have it left open. I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit. But in the meantime, I'm going to get back into Jane Unlimited. Yeah, about it. Probably about 4:30, closer to 5, we'll go for a walk. I also think I'm gonna whiten my teeth tonight. So I usually brush my teeth before I have breakfast and like before I drink coffee and stuff, which I feel like seems counterintuitive to trying to keep your teeth white, but for some reason in my head it makes more sense because it's like a preventative measure, even though I know that's not how it works. Yeah, I just looked in the mirror and I kind of like don't even want to talk like showing my teeth, but they just are looking a little bit too yellow for my liking. So I have some whitening strips, so we'll probably do that tonight as well while we read. Gonna have some self-care today as well.
On fire, and yet, squatting on the floor, I went on hunting for the spring of the invisible door, especially as it was dangerous to remain in the forest as evening drew nigh.
Okay, I got home at like 5, so I got done with my walk at 5. I have officially finished the audiobook for Phantom of the Opera. Honestly, that book is so much funnier. I have never heard anyone describe Phantom of the Opera as funny, but I remember the first time like I listened to it and like the first part I was listening to it, honestly, like the way Raoul like talks about Christine. Like the entire first half of the book, he's just like, oh my god, like she's so stupid. Like what is wrong with her? Everyone's so goofy in it, and I don't think it's supposed to be a comedy. I don't know. But I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very enjoyable. It was definitely a little more exciting. It wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was gonna be. I thought everything was gonna be so much more dramatic, and like it kind of was, but in like a very goofy way. But I thought it was good, and it makes me want to watch the actual movie now. But yeah, I'd say probably a good like 3.75, like going on a 4. Probably 3.75 is a little bit better of a rating. I have some manga that I'm gonna read as I just kind of relax. Yeah, just kind of go from there. Probably have dinner at some point soon when everyone else gets home. And then after, we will do teeth whitening and read more of Jane Unlimited. I just got to the second scenario, like the second path that she takes, whatever. A little less than halfway in it. Anyway, that's it. So it's now a little past 6. I just finished Chainsaw Man Volume 10, and oh my god. I don't know how much or how long the series is currently, because I know it's not finished, but at least my library doesn't have Volume 11, if there is a Volume 11. I don't know when I'm going to be continuing on, but my gosh, that last chapter was very, very good. Yeah, so I'm going to eat some dinner, take a little break from reading, probably watch a show or something just while I eat, and then we'll get back into Jane Unlimited. I have another audiobook queued up for Middlesex because that's one of the books on my physical TBR, and I really want to get through it this month, hopefully. So if I can see what the audiobook sounds like and see if it's good, I might also switch over to that, especially if I start getting a little bit bored, because I also need to do some knitting. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, so I stopped reading at like 9:45, around that. It is now 10:15, and I've already flossed, I've already brushed my teeth, and we're gonna do the whitening strips. In full lighting, I don't think my teeth are that bad. They're definitely not great, but it has been a while since I've whitened my teeth, so I feel like I should do it. And you know, if I'm gonna see my ex, then I have to, you know, I really have to step it up. 30 minutes. Okay, so like 15-30 minutes. We will listen to the audiobook, see how far we got, knit a little bit, and then yeah, I think that's everything. And then I might go back to Jane Unlimited, but honestly, since it's getting kind of late, I feel like I should just save whatever else I'm gonna read on that for tomorrow morning, and I'll just finish with that. I'm almost done with the second like scenario of Jane Unlimited. I'm just gonna do this as I'm talking, and it's fine. It's fine so far. I know it's a YA, but I don't know if it's just like too young of a YA. Not all YA is like created equally. Also, I might not talk for the rest of this until tomorrow because my tummy hurts so much. Turns out Gatorade and Emergency mixed with leftover spaghetti is not a great combination, and I feel like I'm gonna full up, so hopefully this doesn't make me gag. But yeah, so that's the plan, I think, and then we're just gonna kind of vibe and see how far we get. So yeah, so I'm gonna end it right now and not talk while I have these on because it's like really gross and I hate it. So I'll check back with you in a little bit.
Just then, a parakeet squawked, making my brother jump, and he closed the box, tucked it under his arm, and carried it downstairs to Desdemona. She was still waiting in the doorway. Taking the silverware box out of his hands, she turned back into the kitchen. At this point, Jacqueline was granted a view of the glory of all the women. Now fell silent. They were
Just kidding. I actually did read this morning, and I stopped reading at about 8:30, 8:35. Made some breakfast. I finished the second part of Jane Unlimited, so halfway through the book. I definitely do think I'll be able to finish it this week. Probably not today. Especially in the, hour that we have left, hour and a half that we have left in this challenge. So I'm going to eat my breakfast. I'm going to take a picture of Phantom of the Opera for bookstagram. My @ is right here in case you'd like to follow and see that picture, since that was the only physical book that we finished yesterday. I'm going to post a little review picture for it. Yeah, I guess for the next hour and a half after, we're just gonna keep reading. And then I will come back at the end with some overall stats. Okay. It is 1 minute to 10:30, but I have reached a point where it would be best to stop. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it and say that I have officially read for 24 hours. Sort of. Yeah. Let's calculate everything and see how well I did. Okay. So obviously I didn't read for a full 24 hours. Roughly I read about like 14 hours, I would say, maybe a little bit less. In total, we read 562 pages, and that's compiling all of Chainsaw Man, Volume 10, the amount that I read from Jane Unlimited, which is about 198 pages. Middlesex, I got to 24 pages with audiobook, and Phantom of the Opera, the amount that I read, since I did start that beforehand, I just kind of calculated like about 40%. That's what I had left by the time that I had like finished the audiobook. With the edition that I had, that was about 148 pages. So in total, finished 2 books, started one, and got more than halfway through the other one. For 14 hours, that's about 40 pages per hour. In minutes, that's about 0.6 pages in a minute. So I don't think that's great. From wordsrated.com, they had published an article talking about it in 2021 that summarized 21 scientific papers and compiled 36 reading speed statistics. And they say that the average American adult can read about a page per minute. So I guess what we've learned is that I am slightly below average, which is not all that surprising. But hey, that's okay. It's okay to be a slow reader. I feel like that's still a lot. I feel like I still got very, very far, and I got a lot done in just the little bit of time that I spent roughly reading, which was like a day. Like, imagine if you spent even half that time reading every day, like how many books you would go through. That's insane. I definitely need to read more every single day, basically, if I have any chance of finishing and completing my physical TBR. But yeah, this was a fun little experiment. It was nice to kind of just like spend a day and just like wind down a little bit. I definitely feel more refreshed, and now I feel like I've read so much that I genuinely just want to do other things. So all the stuff that I've been putting off, now I have the push and the drive to actually do it. I think this was a fun little time. I hope you guys had a fun time as well. Maybe this will make you feel better about your reading speed. If you're also a slow reader, we can just enjoy reading. Not that it matters how fast you go or how many books you read in a year. I think as long as you're reading, that's all that matters. And I think that that's what we should be encouraging more, especially in bookish spaces. You guys had a good time, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye!